This is Wells Math. Today I'm going to show you how to find the greatest common factor, often referred to as the GCF. Now, this is not a terribly difficult skill, but when I was a kid, I used to always get GCF mixed up with LCM, which is the least common multiple. So I'm going to show you how to find the GCF of two numbers, and hopefully you'll have a better idea how to do that. So, like if your teacher asked you to find the GCF of the number 18 and 12, let's write these down. If I were you, I would pause this video, write these two numbers down. So what you're going to do is list the factors of both of these numbers and then find the biggest number that they have in common out of those factors. And the way to do that, the easiest way to do that I've found, is to think about the multiplication problems that equal these numbers. So let's start with the number 18. Obviously, the easy one I always write down first is 1 times itself, in this case, 1 times 18. We know that equals 18. And I like to go in order. Okay, so now I'm going to think about the number 2. Will the number 2 divide evenly into the number 18? Well, the opposite of division is multiplication. So is there a number that you can multiply times 2 to equal 18? Well, 18 is an even number, so 2 times something has to equal 18. If you know your multiplication tables, it makes this a little bit easier. That would be 2 times 9. Now I'm going to move to the number 3. Will the number 3 divide evenly into 18? If you don't know, get out your calculator and type in 18 divided by 3. If you get a whole number for your answer, you know that 3 will divide evenly into 18. And I know that 3 times 6 is 18. Now, when you do these in order, you're going to start noticing these numbers getting closer and closer together. Now, there's only a couple numbers in between 3 and 6. You got 4 and 5. Will 4 divide evenly into 18? Is there a multiplication problem using the number 4 that equals 18? And there actually is not. So what we did here is we just listed all the factors of the number 18. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write these down here. I'm going to write them in order from smallest to biggest. We got 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. So we just listed the factors of the number 18. The number 18 has 6 factors, as you see there. Let's move over to the number 12, a little bit smaller number. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to think about multiplication problems that equal the number 12, and we're going to write those down. Obviously, the easy one, 1 times 12. I'm going to go to the number 2 now. 12 is an even number, so 2 times something has to equal 12. I think most of us know 2 times 6. I'm going in order. I started with 1, 2. Now I'm going to 3. Well, I know that 3 times 4 equals 12. When you go in order like this, like I said, just like on the number 18, these numbers are getting closer and closer together each time you come up with one of these. There are no more numbers in between 3 and 4, so we're done. So we have listed, I'm going to list these down here in order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So this is the first step, just listing the factors of your numbers you're finding the greatest common factor for. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at all the ones that they have in common. They both have a 1 in common. They share that factor. They both have a 2. They both share the factor 3. Then let's see, and then they both share the factor 6. So these are the 4 factors that the number 18 and the number 12 have. Well, we're looking for the greatest of those common factors. That just means which one is the biggest. I think out of these numbers we have circled 1, 2, 3, and 6, I think we all know that the greatest of those numbers, the biggest, would be the number 6. So your GCF for the numbers 18 and 12 would be 6. I would encourage you to write this down. When you write things down, you just tend to remember it a little bit better. And it's good to have notes to go back and look at just in case you forget. Like if you're like I am when I was a kid, I used to always forget how to do this, but it's not that bad, actually. Let's try one more. Let's say your teacher asks you for the GCF of the number 24 and number 36. We're using a little bit bigger numbers here. Now, if you don't have your multiplication tables memorized, it's cool. Okay, get online, print out a free multiplication chart. If you need to go look at that, or just get out your calculator. That will help as well. So once again, we are going to list the multiplication problems that equal 24 first. Obviously, start with the easy one, 1 times 24. I'm thinking about the number 2 now. Is there a number that multiplies times 2 to equal 24? And yes, there is, 2 times 12. Going in order, what about the number 3? Will the number 3 divide evenly into 24? Which means, is there a multiplication problem using the number 3 that equals 24? And yes, there is. That is 3 times 8. What about the number 4? Will the number 4 divide evenly into 24? Well, I know that 4 times 6 equals 24. Just like with the last problem, these numbers are getting closer and closer together with each problem we write, okay? There's only one number in between 4 and 6 now, and that's the number 5. There's no multiplication problems with the number 5 that will equal 24. So we have listed the factors of the number 24. I'm going to write those down in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. So the number 24 actually has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total factors, okay? Let's move to the number 36. Let's start with the easy one, 1 times 36. 36 is an even number, so 2 times something has to equal 36. If you ever want to know if a number's even, just look at the very last digit. If the very last digit of that number is an even number, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then the entire number is an even number. So 2 times something equals 36. If you need a calculator, you could do 36 divided by 2. Do that, you get 18. So that must mean 2 times 18 equals 36. Let's go to the number 3. If you're not quite sure, do 36 divided by 3 in a calculator. When you do that, it's going to tell you that is 12. So 3 times 12 equals 36. We're moving on to the number 4. I know that 4 times 9. You see these numbers starting to get closer and closer together the further down you go, okay? What about the number 5? 5 will not divide evenly into 36. What about the number 6? Ooh, I do know that 6 times 6 equals 36. Well, now there are no more numbers in between 6 and 6, so you know you are done with that portion. Let's write these out in order. 1, 2, 3, your 4, your 6. Now, we're not going to write this 6 down twice. 6 is a factor of 36, but you don't need to write it down twice. So we'll just go on. 9, 12, 18, and 24. Oh, sorry, 36, my bad. All right, we've listed the ones that they have in, listed all the factors of the number 24 and 36. Now let's circle the ones that they have in common. Let's see, I see the first, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. I see all those in common. Are there any more? Ooh, I do see a 12. They have that one in common. I believe those are the only ones So they have quite a few numbers of quite a few factors in common, but we just want to find the biggest one, the greatest. And obviously out of those numbers circled, the number 12 is going to be the GCF of the numbers 24 and 36. Hopefully this helped you out a little bit. Hopefully this made sense and you'll do well with whatever problem you're trying to work right now. Like I said, I used to always get greatest common factor and least common multiple kind of mixed up when I was a kid. Check out my video on least common multiple. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll check you later.